There's a hidden reality most people never talk about. What happens to a woman after she cheats, ends her marriage, and steps into her new life? On the outside, she may look confident, relieved, even excited. But inside, a storm begins that she never expected. This is the part no one warns her about, and no one prepares her for. At first, she feels powerful. She believes she made the bold choice, the brave choice, the choice that frees her. She feels desired by the man she risked everything for, and the attention gives her a temporary high. Many women confuse this high with happiness, not realizing it's a short-lived illusion. In the early days, she avoids looking back. She convinces herself she outgrew the relationship, that the marriage was holding her down, that she deserves more. She focuses on distraction, not healing. The excitement of starting over blinds her to the consequences of her decision. But slowly, reality catches up in ways she never predicted. The first shift is emotional. The guilt she thought she escaped begins to resurface. Not all at once, but in quiet moments when she's alone, when she sits with herself longer than she wants to. Her mind revisits things she pushed away, and the weight starts to sink in. She remembers your patience. She remembers your effort. She remembers the stability she once felt safe inside. Memories she ignored begin returning with sharper clarity, and they don't feel as easy to dismiss anymore. Once the noise of her new life fades, the consequences become clearer. She starts noticing how different everything feels. Not better, just different. The new man she risked everything for suddenly feels less magical. The flaws she ignored when she was excited now stand in front of her with full force. This is the moment when many women realize they never left because they were unhappy. They left because they were overwhelmed, confused, or emotionally impulsive. Emotions can be powerful, but they are terrible decision makers. And she begins to understand that too late. One of the hardest things she faces is losing the version of herself she had with you. You saw her in a way no one else does. You knew her flaws, her wounds, her insecurities, and still loved her. That type of acceptance doesn't come easily, and she struggles to find it again. After cheating, a woman often tells herself she'll feel liberated. But liberation without purpose quickly turns into emptiness. She feels it when nights become quieter, when messages slow down, when attention fades. The thrill she chased never becomes a home she can stay in. Another shift happens socially. People who once admired her become distant. Friends stop validating her choices, and family members question her decisions. Judgment, even silent judgment, changes how she sees herself. She becomes more defensive. She explains her story repeatedly, hoping someone will finally agree with her. But the more she explains, the less convinced she feels. Inside, she knows the truth she's trying to outrun. The next phase is comparison, one she cannot escape. She compares her new life to the one she left. She compares the new man to the man she betrayed. And often, the comparison isn't kind. She begins missing things she never thought she would. Your consistency, your calmness, your presence, and most of all, the version of herself she used to be when she was with someone who genuinely cared. Eventually, she begins to realize something painful. Leaving didn't solve her internal conflicts. It only increased them. The emotional problems she carried into the marriage are the same ones she carries into her new life. A different man does not erase the wounds she never healed. Psychologists call this post-affair dissonance. It's the emotional crash that comes after the thrill disappears. She becomes anxious, unsure of her decisions, and fearful of the future she created. This is when regret quietly enters the room. She starts questioning her worth in ways she never did before. She wonders if she made a mistake she can't undo. She replays conversations she had with you in moments of anger or confusion. The weight of her choices becomes heavier than she imagined. And here's a truth many men never hear. Women often grieve the loss of the man they betrayed more deeply than they show. She may smile online, act strong in public, and pretend nothing affects her. But at night, when she's honest with herself, she feels the emptiness of what she broke. Regret becomes a companion she cannot silence. Over time, the new relationship she sacrificed everything for begins to show cracks. Relationships built on secrecy rarely survive exposure. The trust issue that opened the door to this affair follows her into the new connection. She grows suspicious, anxious, and insecure because deep down she knows trust broken once can be broken again. Eventually, she faces the hardest realization of all. Her life didn't improve. It simply shifted into a new form of chaos. A chaos she now has to face alone. No familiar partner, no emotional safety, no foundation left behind her. This is when accountability hits her in full force. She begins seeing how much you carried in the relationship. She recognizes the small sacrifices you made without seeking credit. She remembers the comfort of having someone who stood beside her even during storms. A woman doesn't regret cheating because she lost the affair partner. She regrets cheating when she realizes she lost the man who loved her without conditions. That loss echoes louder with time. Months or years later, she may reach out. Not because she expects you to return, but because she wants closure she never gave herself. She wants reassurance that you don't hate her. She wants to believe she didn't ruin everything for nothing. But by then, the man she once knew has transformed. Pain has reshaped him. Growth has strengthened him. He no longer waits for her to come back. He has already moved forward. In the end, what happens to a woman after she cheats and divorces is not glamorous or empowering. It's a journey filled with quiet guilt, emotional conflict, illusions breaking, and truth arriving late. She learns that attention is not love, excitement is not stability, and escape is not healing. And she learns it in the hardest way possible. For the man, understanding this isn't about revenge, it's about clarity. Cheating doesn't define your worth, her choices don't diminish your value, and her regret isn't your responsibility. Your healing, your peace, and your future are the only things that matter now. The chapter she ended is the same chapter that allowed you to rise. And sometimes, the greatest strength a man can show is the strength to let someone go and become better because of it.